Hello, my name is Rafael Salazar, and I want to speak about the paradigm shift that is currently happening and the cultural and social anxiety that comes along with it. So, as we all know, right now, there are a lot of issues that are pressuring and confronting our species and society. The most immediate one being the virus that is currently spreading throughout the world, but also climate change, political tension, social unrest, gender inequality, ecological crisis. All of these things really are different problems that are confronting and pressuring our society, and what they really all have in common is that they are implying a paradigm shift in our species. This means a radical transformation of the story we tell ourselves about reality, what we think of ourselves, what we think of others, and how we make the world and civilization function. And so the first thing I want to point out is that you as an individual hold the power to at any time withdraw your attention from what is happening in the world, because it's important to do this in order to protect our inner peace. You have to be able to be conscious of them, but also take a break and allow yourself to dwell in peace and ground yourself, because this is also the basis necessary to think intelligently, rationally, and creatively, which is absolutely crucial if we're gonna face these problems. And so that's the first thing I want to point out, how important peace is, and to demonstrate that peace and confidence to others as well, because you will transmit it and help heal that anxiety that naturally builds up because of these things. And so the paradigm shift is, as I mentioned, really changing in the way we think, so that we can change the way we relate to the world and how we take action on it. And naturally, the first reaction, collective reaction that happens when anything bad occurs in the world is that of fear. And fear is one of the most primal reactions in the human being. It's tied to a very primitive and hardwired part of our brain. And this fear makes us separate from each other, makes us think only of ourselves, and it practically puts us in a survival state of consciousness and an anxious state pretty much all the time. And what is really going to help us, as it has helped us in the past, to confront these new these new challenges is our higher thinking, really what defines us as humans. And I've narrowed it down to 4 things that come up to my mind, and that is the first one, and I think the most obvious one, is love. Love is something that defines us as humans, and from this love we are motivated to do what's best for ourselves and for others. We care about others. We want to connect with others and help, and it can even go above and beyond our love for humanity, and also our love for nature and how we relate to nature and this planet. So that's like the number 1 thing, because love also implies community and working as a group and as a team, and seeing beyond our differences. And the second thing is intelligence, because intelligence is that aspect of our minds that has really allowed us to understand reality and come up with solutions that reality brings. A clear example is vaccines, the way we've used science to solve our medical problems, to engineer. We've built our cities, we know how to split an atom, we know all the elements in the universe, and this is all originated from our intelligence as human beings. And intelligence is a powerful tool to really analyze a problem and act in an intelligent manner. And you can apply intelligence to pretty much anything in your life. I mean, intelligence is something we practice every day, consciously or unconsciously, to go about our day and solve problems. So intelligence is the second aspect, and the third aspect is creativity. And creativity is what we can apply intelligence to. So creativity is really thinking about solutions or actions that haven't been taken before, or instead of imitating, inventing something. And creativity is also something that defines us as humans, and I think it's really important to confront these problems, because we're going to have to think outside the box and think of new ways to relate to each other and to talk to each other and think about each other, and this all requires creativity. And this is the realm of the artist and the poet and the music maker and the philosopher, because it all implies providing a new and more fulfilling perspective or way of doing things. So that's creativity. And after creativity, and really related to it, is the human imagination, because the human imagination is the source of what we aspire to make of this world and what we think of it. Like I said in my last video about visionary art, pretty much everything in the human world has been created out of imagination. Every single thing, this camera, buildings outside, books, music, first started as an idea in someone's mind, and then that person took on the responsibility of externalizing the idea and expressing it physically. And so the imagination is really crucial, because we have to really take a moment to imagine and decide what world we want to reach as a species. And I think this is really important, because we are more dissatisfied, or growing more dissatisfied with the way the world is now. That's clearly expressed in the social unrest that's going on, and the different types of protests that have been happening, and also these existential problems such as epidemics and climate change and ecological crisis. They are all demanding that we transform our way of thinking and approaching the same type of problems and how we manage our societies. So really, I think what we need to do is come from the perspective of the dreamer and the visionary, which is we have to envision what type of world can we create out of what's happening right now. And although this virus situation is growing worse by the day, it's also having unexpected positive consequences. I saw a study that more people's lives are being saved because air pollution is reduced than by the disease itself. So China is having blue skies, and this is really what should have happened out of our own will, yet it took a virus for it to happen. And climate change, I think you'd agree with me, it poses a much bigger threat to humanity than this virus. So I think we as people, what we can do and what we should do is imagine and share what we want from this world, to really take the responsibility to reassess what purpose we are giving to ourselves. If we are just consuming or not acting creatively in our lives, then we're not really being part of a solution. So I think this quarantine situation and being isolated is a perfect opportunity to reflect on this and think about what type of solution we want to be a part of. So I just motivate you that besides taking the necessary precautions and staying home, and even besides cultivating love and connecting with your family and supporting each other and demonstrating that peace and confidence that we all need to share with ourselves, that we also take this time to reflect on the power we hold to become part of a solution and to think creatively about these novel problems. Because every single one of us, no matter what position of life we are in, we can take steps to accelerate this transformation that is necessary, that we know is necessary. So I just want to motivate you to think about these things, to think about yourself, what purpose you're giving yourself. And I want to end this by saying that we are humans, and we are the most intelligent and most creative and most advanced animal that has ever walked this planet. And these types of problems are the perfect test for an intelligent species to face. And how we act in the future will determine what position we have in the future. If we're gonna become an advanced, harmonious, loving species, or if we're gonna descend back to chaos or extinction. And it's all within ourselves. It's all within ourselves. Everyone can become a part of a solution. The most advanced object in this universe is behind your own eyes. The human mind is powerful, and if we just take the time to rethink our lives and rethink the purpose we give to ourselves and what actions we take each and every day, we can transform reality like never before. So thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires some ideas for you.